अमित सर ज्वाइन करना तो मेरे को भी व्हाट्सएप पे लिख देना, बिकॉज मेरे को पता नहीं चलेगा। ठीक है।
ओके ओके।
हाँ, क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा था शायद ज्वाइन करेंगे, तो अगर वो नहीं करेंगे तो मैं एंड कर दूंगा। और
ठीक
अगर
है,
वो
लाइव जा रहा है, अपन लाइव जा रहे हैं।
ओके। A very good morning, everyone. This is Tanesh Kisrani, your morning host. Let's look at the morning market news with Market Pulse by Tradia. The top story for today is Sun Pharma, Ferring Pharmaceuticals, impact to introduce obstetric drug in India. Drug major Sun Pharmaceutical Industries on Wednesday said it has entered into a licensing agreement with Ferring Pharmaceuticals to commercialize and innovate obstetric drug Caritech in India. One of the company's wholly owned subsidiaries has entered into a license agreement with Ferring Pharmaceuticals Private Limited, a subsidiary of Switzerland-based Ferring Pharmaceuticals, to commercialize a room temperature stable formulation of obstetric drug Caritech in India. Now let's look at the world news. EU officials seize Iran nuclear deal at next round of talks. European diplomats says the latest round of talks over Iran's nuclear program has made progress, expressing hope that agreement could soon be reached for Tehran to comply with 2015 deal aimed at curbing its atomic ambitions, and also see the United States rejoin the accord. Enrique Mora, the European Union official who chaired Wednesday's talks in Vienna, said delegations from Russia, China, Germany, France, Britain, Iran, and the US would return home to brief their governments and then meet again in the Austrian capital next week. I'm sure that the next round will be one in which we finally get the deal, said Mora, and told the reporters after the meeting. US appeals court leaves CDC residential eviction ban in place. A federal appeals court on Wednesday refused to overturn the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's national ban on residential evictions. In a blow to landlords, a three-judge panel of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia said it would not lift a stay of a lower court ruling that had declared the eviction ban unlawful. UNICEF reaches COVID-19 vaccine supply agreement with Moderna. The United Nations Children's Fund said on Wednesday that it has reached an agreement with vaccine manufacturer Moderna to supply their international vaccination efforts against the novel coronavirus. UNICEF said,
Welcome to Tesco News.
UNICEF, along with procurement partners, including the Pan American Health Organization, will have access to up to 34 million doses of vaccine for around 92 countries and territories in 2021. The vaccines will be supplied to UNICEF's COVID-19 Vaccines Global Access Facility. The goal of this facility is to help provide access to vaccines to all participating countries and territories regardless of income level. UNICEF said the vaccines are expected to be delivered in the final quarter of 2021 and will be allocated in a way that reflects the program's value of equity in access. US announces suspended additional tariffs against India and 5 others. The United States on Wednesday announced suspended additional tariffs on certain goods from India and 5 other countries it has deemed at the conclusion of a year-long probe to have adopted digital services taxes that are discriminatory against its businesses. The new tariffs will come into effect only after 180 days, giving time for negotiations underway at the G20 group of countries and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the office of the top US trade representative said in an announcement. Now, let's look at the domestic news. Gujarat, MP, Uttarakhand cancels Class 12th board. Other states to take a call soon. Following the centre's decision to cancel Class 12 CBSE board exam in the view of the COVID pandemic, several states, including Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Uttarakhand, called off their board exam on Wednesday, while few others said they will take a call soon. Ruchi Soya forays into nutraceuticals under joint brand name of Patanjali, Nutrela. Ruchi Soya Industries has forayed into the nutraceuticals and wellness products segment. The board of the directors of the company approved launch of 100% vegetarian, preservative-free nutraceutical products to be marketed under Patanjali and Nutrela brand in the medicinal, sports, and general nutrition category. The foray into nutraceutical segment demonstrates Ruchi's vision to develop affordable nutrition supplements that can reach masses and contribute to healthy India, Swasth Bharat. Lupin announces US FDA acceptance for a biosimilar application. Drug maker Lupin on Wednesday said the US health regulator has accepted its application for a biosimilar product which is used to treat cancer patients. The US Food and Drug Administration has accepted the biologics license application for its proposed biosimilar to Neulasta through a filing. Mahindra CIE Automotive Limited announces resignation of Mr. Hari Krishnan. Mr. Hari Krishnan, Chief Executive Officer, Forgings and Bill Forge divisions and a key managerial personnel for Mahindra CIE Automotive Limited, has tendered his resignation effective from 1st September 2021. Banks, asset managers want RBI to allow sale of fraud loans to ARC. Stakeholders believe that since there has been negligible recovery in such fraud cases from either the bankruptcy mechanism or the DRT, allowing such accounts to be sold to ARCs could fetch better returns and free up capital for fresh growth. Indian banks are saddled with fraud worth rupees 5 lakh crores, almost 4.5% of total bank credit. At the end of March 2021, the recent FBI annual report showed that banks report frauds worth rupees 1.3 lakh crores in FY21. The RBI had recently set up a task force to review the regulatory framework governing ARCs. The task force is expected to make recommendations on the policy environment for rehabilitation companies. BLS International inks multi-year deal with Amazon to provide assisted e-commerce services. BLS International, a trusted global tech-enabled service partners for government and citizens, announced today that it will undertake assisted e-commerce services for Amazon as part of a 3-year mutually exclusive agreement to provide last-minute connectivity through its centers across India. This service through BLS centers will help the e-commerce giant to provide e-shopping experience and order fulfillment in urban, semi-urban, and rural areas of India. This collaboration will be a game changer in the e-commerce industry as it will provide last mile connectivity to Amazon where customer acquisitions, delivery, and realization is a challenge. Persistent Systems and IBM deepens collaboration to accelerate hybrid cloud adoption in the enterprise. Persistent Systems today announced plans to expand its relationship with IBM to help fuel open hybrid cloud adoption, core IT modernization, and digital transformation for customers across the enterprise. Persistent will continue to invest in IBM technology that helps its customers adopt hybrid cloud architectures with Red Hat OpenShift, industry-specific clouds, and advanced security practices. AGEL ARM commissions 150 megawatt wind power project in Gujarat. Adani Green Energy on Wednesday said its ARM AWEKTL has commissioned a 150 megawatts wind power project in the Kutch district of Gujarat 9 months ahead of schedule. Adani Wind Energy Kutch 3 Limited, a subsidiary of Adani Green Energy Limited, commissioned 150 megawatt wind project located in Kutch, Gujarat. Bharti Airtel sells its Tanzanian tower business for $175 million. Airtel Africa on Wednesday said it has sold its tower portfolio, which is a part of Airtel Tanzania, for about $175 million, which roughly amounts to 1,279.6 crore rupees. The deal marks the latest strategic divestment of the group's tower portfolio as it focuses on an asset-light business model and its core subscriber-facing operations. NRB bearing net profit of rupees 34.6 crores against 4 crore profit last year. Rossari Biotech Limited has agreed to acquire Unitop Chemicals Private Limited. NHB sanctions rupees 5 crore to Star Housing Finance Limited. Tata Power Solar receives EPC orders for INR 686 crore from NTPC to set up solar PV projects. Tata Power Solar, India's largest integrated solar company and a wholly owned subsidiary of Tata Power, has received a LOA, that is a letter of award, to build 210 megawatt power of solar PV project for NTPC. The total order value of the project is approximately 686 crore rupees. The commissioning date for NTPC is set for November 2022. Mumbai data center capacity to grow by 2.65x to 529 megawatt by 2023, says the JLL. Mumbai, with currently 199 megawatt IT load, is the leading data center hub of the country with 9 internet cable landing and assured power supply as per a GLL's report titled 2020 India Data Center Market Update. Mumbai is the most preferred destination for cloud players with a 60% share of the occupied space due to its excellent infrastructure support. The state has provided various incentives for setting up integrated data center parks. The new supply additions in the city are backed by pre-commitments from cloud players. The city's strong demand is driven by BFSI, media, and IT and ITES companies, leading to high occupancy levels of 95%, said Kiran Singh Sodhi, Regional Managing Director, Mumbai, JLL India. SRL Diagnostics launches the first drive-through for COVID-19 samples collection in Tamil Nadu. To increase accessibility for the people of Chennai, SRL Diagnostics, one of India's leading diagnostic chains, has launched the first COVID-19 drive-through sample collection site in the state. Sharing details about the recent initiative, Mr. Anand K, CEO, SRL Diagnostics, said, amidst these trying times, diagnostic labs across the country are continuously working towards ramping up their capacity. To further meet the growing demand in the city, we have added the first drive-through facility, which will ramp up our sample collection process, thereby serving more residents of Chennai. The concept has proved helpful in increasing accessibility and to fast-track sample of collection for COVID-19 while making it safer for the patient and the healthcare worker. Panesha Biotech net loss of rupees 54.14 crores against rupees 69.7 crores loss year over year. Ratnamani Metal net profit up 62% to rupees 109 crores year over year. Recommends rupees 14 as final dividend. Now let's look at some of the world markets. As you can see, SGX Nifty is up by 0.61 percentage points. Kospi is up by 0.75 percentage points. Hang Seng is up by 0.15 percentage points. Nikkei 225 is up by 0.31 percentage points. S&P 500 closed at an up of 0.14 percentage points and is currently at 4,208, while Nasdaq is up by 0.14 percentage points and closed at 13,756. Gold is down by 0.03% and is currently at 1,909.35. USD to INR ratio has remained same and is currently at 72.95. Now let's look at some other data releases. In UK, composite PMI for the month of May will be announced today at 2 p.m. It had a previous reading of 62 and is currently forecasted at 62. Once again in UK, the services PMI for the month of May will be announced today at 2 p.m. It had a previous reading of 61.8 and is currently forecasted at 61.8. In the United States of America, the ADP non-farm employment change, which will be announced at 5:45 p.m. today, had a previous reading of 742K and is currently forecasted at 650K. Once again in USA, the initial jobless claim will be announced at 6 p.m. today. It had a previous reading of 406K and is currently forecasted at 390K. In US, ISM non-manufacturing PMI will be announced at 7:30 p.m. today. It had a previous reading of 62.7 and is currently forecasted at 63. Once again, in United States of America, the crude oil inventories will be announced at 8:30 p.m. today. It had a previous reading of a negative 1.662 million and is currently forecasted at a negative of 2.114 million. The Q1 earnings releases for today are Coal India Limited, Apollo Hospitals Enterprise, General Insurance Corporation of India, APL Apollo Tubes, Gujarat State Petronet, and Quest Corp Limited. Now, to look at the market from the technical viewpoint, I would like to call Amit from the technical desk.
Thanks, Kanishk. Let's look at the Sensex quickly. The Sensex is already up. We should see it go right up till 52,000 levels, 52,100 levels rather. We could also see it go right up till the all-time high, which is the 52,500 levels. We had already said this that the Sensex is going to be underperformer with respect to the Nifty because the first move that we have seen in the markets was in the blue chip companies. Now the next move should be in the mid caps segment. That is the current segment which is in a very big boom. So we expect that to continue for some time now, at least in December this year. Let's now look at Nifty. Nifty also is pretty much very close to its resistance levels. Do not exit currently. Wait for a pattern such as the evening star or something like that to come up, or a hammer pattern to come out, so that you can be sure that the market is going to fall. You can also use parabolic SAR in this case. We expect the Nifty to go further up. We are very much bullish on the markets currently. Let's look at Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty again is a prime candidate for an upside move. We should see it go right up to 36,000 levels. That is a very major move that we should see on the Bank Nifty. The stop loss for this particular should be around 35,200 levels. Let's look at Nifty Energy. Nifty Energy has already come up again. The all-time high has been reached. Nifty Energy should go right up till 20,300, 400 levels. We are very close to the upside levels, but as you can see, the market is very bullish. I don't think it might easily stop at the current levels. We should see some upside move, very decent upside moves very soon. Let's look at Nifty IT now. Nifty IT is going to pierce through the green cloud as we see. We had expected, we have been saying this since long. When the Nifty IT was somewhere here, which is somewhere at 25,000 levels, the Nifty IT is going to go up. We had a decent enough run. We have already reached 27,000 levels. That was the earlier target. Again, we are professing it to go at least touch this particular level, that is 27,000. We are very close to that. We have almost in the pre-market open, that's already been reached. If we look at the current levels, we should see some sell-off because it's currently in a sell zone that we can see here. right? So this particular level becomes a pretty decent sell zone for the Nifty IT. Let's look at Nifty Pharma. Nifty Pharma, after bumping down through the trend line, it seems to be going up again. We should see it go right up to 14,300 levels. We're not very positive for this sector. Again, just like the Sensex, this should be an underperforming sector as opposed to the others. Let's look at Nifty Auto. This is the prime area where you should actually park your money. Nifty Auto should go right up till 11,100 levels. That is the current all-time high. We should see the all-time high very soon. So we are very positive on the Nifty Auto index. All the auto industries, right from Hero MotoCorp to all the others that you have, you can definitely put your money there. That should yield a decent upside return. Let's look at Nifty FMCG. Again, we are very positive on the Nifty FMCG, although we are seeing a U top sort of situation, but we think it might actually turn out to be a U into a double top situation, which is still a bearish move, but we are very much close to the lowest point of the top. So just look at this particular move that we are seeing, and you should be able to see some decent upside moves. If you go right up till this particular level, it is still somewhere close to 35,300. You can have a very small stop loss to this, roughly around 34,800 levels, 34,900 levels. But on the upside, you should see some decent upside levels to 35,800 levels. So that 35,400 levels. So that seems to be the case with Nifty FMCG. Let's look at Nifty FinServ. Again, a very positive index. We should see it go right up till 17,100 levels. We expect that to happen very soon. So the only impediment right now is the resistance somewhere around 16,740 levels. So if that is breached, we should see some very decent moves. We are very close to the Ichimoku cloud levels as well as the mid curve. So this is a very decent area to buy in your stocks as well. So on the whole, we are seeing very decent upsides on all the markets throughout. All the markets, including the benchmark indices, should go up. Just remember that we are looking at a decent rally on the mid cap front and not the blue chip front. The blue chips have done their bit. They have been on the high side. The current move has to be in the mid caps and slightly into the small caps. So ideally speaking, these two should actually outperform the large cap. So Sensex should ideally be, the overperformer should be in the Sensex. It should be in the Nifty areas. The Sensex and Pharma indices should ideally not be that much. So that with that, we come to the end of the technical section. If you have any other doubts, just let us know on our YouTube live story. Just a disclaimer before we end. This is just for educational purposes. We are not semi-registered investors advisors. Please do your own research before investing. On that note, have a good day. Happy trading. Thank you. Thanks a lot.